welcome to this today's lecture, electronegativity. So this term was given by Pauling in 1932. So this property is actually property of a bonded atoms. It is not the property of isolated atoms. Bonded atoms means when the atoms will be in bonded state. It may be electrovalent, it may be covalent, whatever the atoms in bonded state. So in that cases, then this property will utilized. So it is let us see the definition. So it is the relative tendency of an atom to attract the shared electron pair towards itself. So main thing is that they are sharing electron pair towards the itself means one which is more stronger pulling power. So any atoms in the bonded state which is more pulling power, so they will attack the electron pairs towards itself. So suppose you take HCl. For example, I am taking HCl. So in this HCl, Cl will attack the electron of hydrogen toward itself. Then Cl will get what? Negative charge, and H will get positive charge. Why positive? This H is surrounded by the electron cloud. Cl is also surrounded by the electron clouds. But the power of the electron pulling power of the chlorine is higher than the hydrogen. So why higher? This will calculate, because this will, after calculation, we know that. Already we know that the pulling power of the Cl is higher, due to which they will attack some of the electron cloud of hydrogen toward itself, creating more positive charge and negative charge. So this phenomena happens in any molecule. So due to this difference of electronegativity, so they are having positive charge, minus charge. Suppose if you take Cl2, so in case of Cl2, what will happen? Both have same molecules. If they have both same atoms, so both have what? Charge will be your negative, here will be positive, negative, equal charge. So in both cases, here electronegativity concept will be 0, but here there will be concept of electronegativity in these cases. So the difference of atoms should be there. If same atom is there, then we cannot define the terms of electronegativity. We will define some other terms. Now we see here, in electron affinity and electronegativity, we measure the power of the attracting electrons. But in case of electron affinity, it is concerned with the isolated gaseous atom that we have discussed in the previous lectures. But in case of electronegativity, we are not concerning with the isolated gaseous atom. We are rather concerning with the atom in combination. Means when atoms is in combined state, then we consider electronegativity properties. In the periodic table, electronegativity of the fluorine is highest. That is, the value has been assigned 4 in the periodic table. Electronegativity of the CGM is 0.7. It is lowest in the periodic table. So if you have seen the periodic table, we have discussed previous also. So from that you can see this is the highest, this is lowest. You can see the graph. We will study more property in the coming topics. Now how do we express the electronegativity? So for the expression of electronegativity, there are so many persons which have given different mathematical calculations. So let us study those mathematical calculations given by scientists. One is Pauling approach. So Linus Pauling, actually in India we are studying this Pauling approach, but there are several approach also that is also considered. But mostly this approach is considered by the most of the scientists, Pauling approach. So we will focus more over this mathematical expressions. So we can see here xi A, this is the similar subtraction sign into xi B. So any atoms can be greater. So this is the electronegativity of xi A, electronegativity of another atom B, difference of this electronegativity atom equal to 0.208 square root of delta. What is delta? Delta is actually bond energy of the actual bond energy of the atoms A and B minus 100% covalent bond energy. So this is the difference of the bond energy. So, and it is expressed in kilocalorie per mole or kilojoule per mole. So we are writing here delta A in dissociation energy of A, B. These are two different atoms. So this is the actual bond energy minus this is the covalent bond between two similar molecules. So energy, dissociation energy of two same atoms plus dissociation energy of another atoms A and B. So both have taken a square root of these two atoms. If you take a square root of all these, so this will becomes your delta. So this is not a square root, this is actually arithmetic mean. So just cut it here. this is the arithmetic of this mean. So delta will be equal to what? This arithmetic mean means this is the actual bond energy and minus 100%. This is average of these two energy, means two same bond energy of the two same molecules. So this is arithmetic mean. There is one more way of expressing the same thing is delta is EAB, dissociative energy of AB minus, instead of arithmetic mean we are taking geometric mean. So there are two way of expression. One is in terms of arithmetic mean and in other terms of geometric mean. Now put this delta value in the actual equations. We will get here xi A minus xi B. This is the electronegativity of the A and B equal to 0.208. This is your bracket dissociative energy of AB minus, if you take arithmetic mean it will be half, and in case of if you take geometric mean it will be 0. There is two way of expression given by the Linus Pauling. So xi A and xi B, there is electronegative difference between the electronegative difference between two atoms A and B. And what is AB? AB, so these are the kilocalorie per mole or bond energy of the two atoms. So if you take here in terms of kilojoule, if this is in terms of kilocalorie, if you take in terms of kilojoule per mole, this will be your 0.0208. You can write 0.1017. This value is changed in terms of kilojoule per mole. So again same thing, this is the delta. So again 0.1017 equal to, the value will be same. This is the arithmetic mean, or you can take geometric mean, it will be same. Now we will see one problem based on this. Calculate the electronegativity of fluorine from the following data. So this is the data is actually thermodynamical data. So from the thermochemical data, hydrogen bond dissociation energy of the hydrogen is 104.2 kilocalorie per mole. Bond dissociation energy of fluorine 36.6 kilocalorie per mole, and bond dissociation energy of hydrogen and fluorine is 134.6 kilocalorie per mole. And again electronegativity of one atom has been given here. Xi H of hydrogen is 2.1. Now what is the electronegativity of fluorine? So just use this value, since they have given kilocalorie per mole. Right here xi F fluorine minus, this is the xi F, this is 2.1, because fluorine is the highest, this electronegative fluorine will be highest. So here you put this side and hydrogen you put this side, then you put the bond dissociation energy of this one HF, that is this is given, and take the geometric mean. You can take the arithmetic mean also. The value will be little variable from this one. If you take arithmetic mean and take the square root of this one, so on solving whole equations you will get electronegativity of fluorine is 3.87. If you take arithmetic mean, this value will change. So arithmetic mean means here you have to take in arithmetic mean in terms of, it will be everything will be same. 208, this will be 134.6, and this will be your in terms of arithmetic mean. So A value is 104.2 plus 36.6, and again divide by 2, and this will be your square root. So on solving you will get this value. You solve it yourself. This I am not solving. Second mathematical approach of electronegativity was given by Mulliken's. So Mulliken's scale is not that much important, but still we are studying for our course. Mulliken's electronegativity of the atom for in Mulliken's scale will be ionization energy plus electron affinity divided by 2. Means average of this ionization energy and electron affinity. In Pauling scale we are doing same things, but we are taking 2.18 extra. So Pauling has given in this way: ionization energy plus electron affinity divided by 2 into 2.8 electron volt per molecule. So ionization energy, electron affinity are measured in kilojoule per mole. If you are taking this kilojoule per mole, then in Mulliken's case it will be IE plus EA divided by 2 into 96.4. This is in kilojoule per mole. So one electron, this is electron volt, so in 1 electron per mole is 96.48 kilojoule per mole. Then this will convert into kilojoule per mole. In Pauling scale, so again you write same thing. So instead of writing 2.8, just divide the numerator by 96.28. So you will get the electronegativity in Pauling scale. So again, if you want to convert into kilojoule per mole, so this will total will be IE plus EA by 540. So we will see some problems after the finishing this topic. Allred and Rocho approach. So this is another scientist who has given this scale, Allred and Rocho approach. So he used the electrostatic force of attraction that is proportional to the effective nuclear charge by R square. So we are not going too much, so we will see only mathematical equations. So this is the Allred-Rochow approach, 0.744 electronegativity of this one, and plus 0.359 effective charge by R square. So this is the electronegativity of atom A, this is the effective nuclear charge of the element A, R is the radius of the element. So if you plot the graph, this versus effective nuclear charge by R square, so we will get this type of graph you can see here. So this is the y-axis, this is electronegativity of atom in AR. You can Allred effective nuclear charge of the atom. So you will get here, this is the intercept, this is slope tan theta, some values given 0.359. This is the value. So if you know the mathematics, so this can be plotted like this graph. Sometimes they are asking this graph. Higher the force of attraction of nucleus for valence electron, higher is the tendency of attract shared pair, then it will have a higher electronegativity. That we have seen just in the case of HCl, if you remember. So Cl is having higher what? Valence electrons, 7 electrons are present in the Cl. So they have higher tendency to attract electrons from the hydrogen toward itself. So hydrogen will attain partial positive charge, they will attain partial negative charge. In an element, suppose an element is there, A, suppose element is A, this is element A. So if they are gaining electron, electronegativity will decrease. If you are losing electron, electronegativity will increase. Means more positive charge, more electronegativity, less negative charge, more anionic charge, less electronegativity. This is the one phenomenon, just keep remember, it will help you in solving so many numericals. So I have given here in periodic table group 1 to group 18. So all the value of the electronegativity based on Linus Pauling scale. So this is the 1 to 6 period, hydrogen, helium, all inert group. Actually, if you take all noble gases, they have zero electronegativity. Why they have zero electronegativity? Because their inert configuration, electronic configuration is complete. So they have zero electronegativity. So again, if you take these are the smaller elements, size of the element is very smaller. Okay, so what will happen? So this will be bigger size. If you go down the group, the size will be bigger, so electronegativity will also decrease. In this case, this is the smallest size, so electronegativity also increase. So why this is increasing? You see that along the period it is increasing. So here electronegativity increasing, and down the group electronegativity decreasing. Why it is increasing? Why decreasing? One is very clear, size is depending factor, and one this side is size also depending factor. So we will again repeat these things in next topic. Factors affecting electronegativity. One, size of atom, just we have seen. If the size of the shell increases, then electronegativity also increases, like this one, chlorine to iodine. So here size of the iodine is greater than the bromine, then the shell, then the fluorine. So that's why electronegativity also decreases. Second, effective nuclear charge is proportional to electronegativity. So this is also playing an important role. Effective nuclear charge is Z by R. If the more nuclear charge is more, then what will happen? It will, electronegativity of that nucleus will also increase. Like oxygen, fluorine, size is smaller. Why smaller? Because effective nuclear charge of fluorine is more than the oxygen. In this case, magnesium is more than the sodium. Definitely, the electronegativity of magnesium will be more than the sodium. Screening effect, how it is playing an important role. So screening effect means more screening effect produced by the inner electrons, more is repulsive forces experienced by valence electron. So possibility of entering electron will be less. So electron screening effect, I hope that you all know very well. Screening effect means it is causing a shielding effect by the electrons which is present between the nucleus and the valence electron. If there will be more inner electrons, so they will create a shielding. Shielding means they will protect the valence electron from the pulled by the nucleus. So if nucleus cannot able to pull the valence electron, so what will happen? This will result in lesser electronegativity. That's why CGM is having a lesser electronegativity than the lithium, because screening effect in the CGM is more and screening effect in the lithium is small. Oxidation state, this is proportional to the effective nuclear charge. We discussed this is a charge. Suppose it's Fe3 plus, this is Fe2 plus. More effective nuclear charge, this will be more electronegativity, this is less electronegativity. hybridization. So hybridization means the mixing of the orbitals. So after mixing we have sp3, sp2 and sp3 hybridization there. So here we have percentage s, you have to see percentage s character. So percentage s character in this case is 25%, here 33%, here 50%. So if the percentage s character will be more, then this will be more electronegative. This means that ethyne will be, in ethyne this carbon will be more electronegative. Then if you take ethene, in case of ethene the carbon will be less electronegative, and in case of ethane the carbon will be again less electron. So this is the difference between three electronegativity. So electronegativity carbon ethyne will be more than the ethene, than the ethane, because this contains sp3, this contains sp2 and this contains sp. So let us here write molecule C negative, this will be here HCH2 double bond CH2, and this will be your CH3. So this carbon having more electronegativity followed by this one and then this one. So this is the rule. Periodicity in electronegativity. So along the period, so electronegativity increases. Why? Because the atomic size decreases. That's why effective nuclear charge increases. Like this one, this is the examples. Neon having the all red scale is this much value, but actually neon has the 0 electronegativity value because this comes under inert group. Down the group, if you go down the group, electronegativity decreases, atomic size increases. So if you go down the group, electronegativity decreases. Why decreases? So you know very well, because the size of the atoms also increases. So most electronegative element in this periodic table is fluorine. Most electropositive element in the table is cesium, and noble gas you know very well, it is 0. So just keep revising, keep learning, then you will understand this topic very well.